Hey guys, welcome back to another daily recap. Today we'll be going over Thursday, August 8th's trading session. Took two trades today, one in crude oil and one in the E-mini S&P. We'll be going over both once I start breaking it down to the 5-minute chart. But as always, we'll start with the daily chart here. As you can see with oil, so we bounced off these lows that we were targeting for a while now. As you can see, this was Thursday's trading session. Bounced up a little bit, retraced, and now overnight we're starting to head a little bit lower. So if we're still bearish on this pair, which I do want to be since we did break out of this wedge and we're below the support and resistance flip zone, I do want to see us head back down to it. I don't want to see a big bounce here and then continue higher. It's going to lead to more consolidation. Hopefully, heading into tomorrow, we can see continuation to the downside. I don't want to see that this wick holds. Hopefully, we can get down below Thursday's low and then head lower after that. We'll be going over a game plan more once we get down to the intraday chart and review the trade we took. But let's look at the E-mini S&P first. Okay, so we had further continuation upside, and we filled in the gap that we were targeting yesterday. Remember what I said yesterday about the gap in that SPX chart? Let's show that real quick, actually. So this was today's trading session, just a straight, trend day up. It was perfect. We broke into the gap, the beginning of the gap here, and we just filled it up. Complete straight shot up. Very easy price action. I'll show you the trade I took in here too. But back to that daily chart. Like I said, remember what I told you guys. When we get far away from the 10-day moving average, price likes to retract back to it. What did we see here? Big range down, very far from the 10-day. We bounced off the 200, and now we're back at the 10-day. So from here, we can see sideways action, especially since it's Friday's trading session tomorrow. But we'll see if we can hold the gap. I don't want to see us break down into it or below it for further upside. But okay, let's go down to the intraday chart now for crude oil. And so this was Thursday's trading session, today's trading session. As you can see here, this is the trade that we took. I'll walk you through why I took it now. So as always, we gapped up from the close on Wednesday's trading session. So like you guys know, I like to look at the overnight volume profile. Here, as you can see, we opened up pretty much exactly where the POC was for the overnight. From there, we broke down, we headed lower, and then we found some support here at the value area low. Now, if you remember, we are bearish on this pair. We are looking for shorts. So I wasn't interested in seeing any bounce here. If anything, I wanted to see a break of this, and then a short-term target of this value area high. And if we can break below that, then even lower to the value area low. So that would have been ideal for me, but we didn't see that. We saw price held here, and we went up higher, and we actually broke the value area high as well. Like I said, I was not interested in going long, so I was not, I didn't look at this break right here and think, oh, I want to take a long entry now. I ideally wanted to see us break down below the value area high, so a test above it and then a break down below. That would have been my bearish signal, and that's exactly what we saw. We broke up, barely got, that much higher than the overnight high here. Got a little bit above that, and we immediately broke back down, and we started drifting sideways for a bit, okay? Right around the value area high. So as soon as we broke down below it, which we saw in this 5-minute candle here, this big red candle, I entered on the candle immediately next to it, put my stop above this candle's high. So in this case, it was 20 ticks, or 2% of my account, remember. And I targeted the value area low. Because if you guys remember what I've been saying, if we have good momentum to break into a value area high or low, it's most likely going to test the other extreme. So we had good momentum break of the value area high, and so I was targeting the value area low here. So that's exactly what we hit, and I got my 2-to-1 risk reward. I actually got 2.25 risk reward here, so great trade. But as you can see, right as we hit it, we bounced again on this value area low, and we went higher, and then again went back down. So we went up a little bit, tested the overnight POC, broke down below. So this wasn't exactly a good, bullish or bearish signal, really. We kind of just chopped around in value, as you can see here. Tested both sides of the range, ultimately ended up closing right at the POC. So, sideways trade action. We did take a good trade, though. We We entered on momentum, entered on a break of the value area high. We just didn't see any continuation downwards. So pretty neutral on this pair. So game plan for tomorrow. Let's draw a volume profile. Okay, so this is the volume profile for today. Oh, let's make this bigger here. Let's go with 75. Okay. So if we remain bearish on this pair, ideally, I would like to see a breakdown below this value area low here. If we can break down below there and then hold, maybe a retest, I would like to, again, target these lows. I want to see us head back down there. If, short term, if we do break this value area low, we can go test this value area high, and if we break that as well, then that's our signal that we're going to have a clear shot for these lows again, because it's most likely going to want to test that extreme, the value area low, and then maybe we even take out some of the stops that are down here. But again, tomorrow is Friday, so we may not see that big of a range. We might see some sideways chop, but that's definitely what I'm looking for. I do not want to see us close above the value area high here, so 52.68. If we do, we may see some upside, or we could see another rotational day just like today. Keep in mind, if we're going to the upside, we may see some resistance here on the overnight value area low that we haven't tested yet, as you can see. So we may tap it. So another, thing that we can look for is if we do head up heading into the open, if we see some, rejection at these levels, see some good resistance, then we can target this value area high and then a breakdown below to the value area low. But again, tomorrow's Friday, we might see a small range, but we'll see how it goes. Pay attention to what the price is telling you. But okay, that's our game plan for oil. Let's go into the E-mini S&P, which we took a trade in. Okay, so like I said before, it was a trend day. We went straight up pretty much the entire day. A little bit of a consolidation here, but took a trade pretty early on, and I'll talk you through why I took that. So if you remember what I said yesterday, if we broke above this value area high here, and Mondays, as you can see, then we can start looking for the gap fill. So let's go back to the SPX chart. So you can see we opened here, stayed above this, the beginning of the gap, and pretty much just went straight up towards the gap fill. So back on the intraday chart, what I was looking for was, since we closed above all of these value area highs, so Monday's value area high, Tuesday's value area high, and Wednesday's value area high, we opened above all of them. So what I was looking for now was overnight's volume profile, since we did gap up. So overnight's volume profile, where did we open? We opened above the value area high here, as you can see. So right when we opened here, we chopped sideways for a little bit. We had this big wick down. We tested the value area high, and we saw rejection. That was enough signal for me to want to enter and target the gap fill. So we entered on the candle immediately after it, and I just took a 2-to-1 risk reward on this pair just because, as I was saying yesterday, this is very fundamentally driven at the moment. News is affecting it a lot, and so I didn't want to be in it too long. I mean, even the range right here, like this was 5 points just for my stop, and then I got 10 points on the upside. So we hit, and we ended up going a lot higher. As you can see, we left a lot on the table, but that's okay. In markets like these, very volatile markets, it's good to get in and out, take your profits and leave. As you can see here, we got a pretty good trade. It didn't go against us at all, so I'm happy with it. So heading into tomorrow, let's see if we can get a game plan. We'll draw on the volume profile for today. Okay, let's make this bigger. Should probably change the defaults on that, but okay. So where are we overnight? So by the way, it's about 1 a.m. here, which is kind of why I'm trying to get this over with kind of quickly. But as you can see, we're right around the Thursday's RTH POC right here. So if we do want to see further upside, I don't want to see us close below this level. If we do, either see a bounce at this overnight high here, or, even a bounce at this value area low. Hopefully we don't break it, and then we can either target this value area high, For further upside, like I said, this is something that I have to check back into closer to open, just because I want to see how it is in relation to the overnight and Thursday's volume profile. So we'll see tomorrow. Still kind of neutral on this pair. I don't know if we're going to go any higher. Looking back on the daily chart, we may see some resistance here at the 10-day. So yeah, we'll play it by ear. But I think that about wraps it up for today. We had two great trades today, and I'll see you back tomorrow for Friday's daily recap. Thanks.